Welcome back in. It's time for Fire Field Vision, powered by NovaCare. The Chicago Fire with a big week ahead of them as they can grab some points leading up to the playoff push. They are currently fourth in the Eastern Conference at San Jose, and then back home coming up on Saturday against NYCFC. And guys, one of the things, we don't know what's going to happen in the midfield. We're still not sure about Schweinsteiger, not sure about Juninho, but the back line has been solidified after some of those injuries. Myra came back. You have Vincent and Polster, Kappelhoff. We saw Campbell come in. That's a key as we come down the stretch here with these final 4 games.
I think it's good to get those guys healthy, but it's also good, I think, to, I think an opportunity. You have the 2 big games right now, but also, Paul, that, the break, the international break. So I think you really have to be smart because, you don't want to take some kind of risk right now, and then, you have the guys out for the playoffs. So I think this is an opportunity, as tough as it is, missing some of these key guys. I think you have a window of opportunity where you can be smart, and still have a couple games going into the playoffs where they can get their match fitness and sharpness.
I would agree. It's very difficult right now to be playing without Bastian Schweinsteiger in midfield. You can see the impact that he has when he's on the field and when he's not. However, as tough as it is to look at that New York game, I just think if you feel even questionable about him, you have a 2-week break after that game, and playoffs are on the other side of it.
Exactly, yes.
You've got to be cautious. But that being said, he's been out now for a while, and Juninho has been out for a while. Somebody's got to grab a hold of that starting job, whether it's Drew Connor or Georgi Mihailovic. Maybe it's Arturo Alvarez coming inside. They need to figure out who they want to be in there that can help keep the ball and also to provide some defensive balance when they don't have the ball. So some difficult decisions, I think, to make in that spot, especially because you do have Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday this week. So if you're going to rotate, you want to try to get somebody in there different maybe to ease off the minutes a little bit. But, I feel like there's been that kind of a rotation since Schweinsteiger went out, and I don't know that there's been the right answer yet, the right combination yet there.
Yeah, and I think you're right, because I think, when you look at Drew Connor, I think, you know what you're going to get from this kid every game. Even the last game, I felt like his effort, his work rate, his ability without the ball to close down, and then I think there are times with the ball, I think that he gets himself a little bit in trouble. He seems to dribble at times into space, and I think, with the ball, he's just got to be a little bit better, because when you're on the road, the one thing is that you have to be, you have to take care of the ball. You have to be better, and you can. Those turnovers sometimes hurt and disrupt the rhythm in the game. So it'll be interesting to see, Paul. You're right. For this game, but also for the Saturday game in New York. Because if we look at the last game against NYCFC that they played, I felt that Alvarez, who played in a game out wide, he had a very good game. I think he created a lot of problems every time he got the ball, and he was able to have an opportunity to go at that back line, because he's so good, at going by that initial first defender, and either to create shots or to find that through pass. I felt there were moments also in the middle, because even with Ring, when he plays it, I think at times, and listen, let's not forget the game. Herrera got that early red card, so there was space centrally where the Fire kind of dominated. And then at times, depending who plays, if Ring is there, he's left alone at times, and I think there's going to be spaces in the middle where I think the Fire can take advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, I think this just hammers home the importance of depth, and you look at, you have 3 starting level central midfielders, and even then there are going to be moments in the season when it's not enough. But yeah, I mean, I think against both teams, we talked about San Jose, why the middle of the park will be important in that you have a numbers up advantage. But when you're talking about NYCFC, they play just Davi Villa up top. They have weapons in the middle of the park. The wings do a lot of work. Jack Harrison, Rodney Wallace, of course, doing work out there. But Maxi Morales sitting underneath is a very dangerous player. You assume that the center backs are going to be occupied with Villa. A lot falls on those defensive midfielders to watch Maxi Morales close his space so he can't play the ball and be effective in the final third, but also to watch him for those late runs at the top of the box. So there's a lot of decision-making to be made there, and you also don't want to change up too much in the lineup if you don't have to. We've seen Joao Myra play in that defensive midfield position. Would he be an option in bringing Jonathan Campbell? Well, now you'd be messing with your backline chemistry. Do you bring one of the other wide midfielders inside? Do you ask Drew Connor to, go back into that spot and make sure that he's starting to learn? You can't give the ball away in these moments. Be a little more simple with it. play the easy pass if you have to break pressure versus trying to make the pretty pass that'll break through the lines. I just think that position is going to be vital in these next couple games, and it'll be interesting to see what the coaching staff comes up with and how they want to play it, because again, it's a quick turnaround from San Jose to NYCFC, and that's a spot where you could see some rotation.
That NYCFC coming up on Saturday, it's kind of like a dress rehearsal for the playoffs, because NYCFC is going. The Fire, good chance they're going to the postseason. There's always a chance these two teams could meet somewhere down the line in the postseason. I mean, this is going to be all kinds of fun coming up on Saturday. This is the kind of game that players live for, isn't it? Playing these kind of games late in the season.
I mean, Paul talked about it. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, there's not a bigger game. You have, well, there's a bigger game, but I'm just saying you have an opportunity to play, NYCFC in a crucial moment, and you see some of the players, David Villa, Morales, you have some really big superstars that are coming in, and I think that games like that, we talk about it, they're easy to get up for and play, So, look, and then especially with so much on the line, and that's the thing. I think moments like this bring the best out of players.